Welcome everyone. So today we're asking the question, are you in a twin flame relationship or a soulmate relationship where things just aren't going right? You're not sure why. What we're going to do is we're going to go into past life, or past lives. Maybe you've had more than one life together, which is usually the case. Um, I just did a twin flame reading for you all. I did a soulmate reading. I did no contact. I'm trying to cover all the bases to give you as much clarity as possible, and I'll link them at the end of the video for you. So today we're going back. We're going back into a previous life, and what we're looking for is to see the connection. Number one, what maybe we haven't cleared. There could be something that was meant to be cleared that wasn't. So it followed us into this lifetime, um, which, I feel like probably happens more often than many realize. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. And as it opens up, you'll really understand. So I do want you to just try to calm your mind, let go of any worry, any anxiety, and just trust your guides. This is the type of reading, well, all my readings, because I read through my spirit guides, I would definitely ask your guides to give you confirmation. Like, is this reading for me? And listen, sometimes a whole reading might not be for you, but there could be a lot of messages in here. So, whatever the case may be, let's go ahead and begin. We're going to use 4 different decks. We're going to use Mother Mary, of course, for her beautiful words of wisdom, but I am going to take her over the connections. Usually I begin with Mother Mary, but lately I like taking her as it relates to love over the connections. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to go deeper, to clarify and to really go deep, really, get as much clarity as possible. We are going to use the Past Life Tarot, and we are also going to use the Psychic Tarot. So we'll do whatever wants to come out from the past life, and then we'll do, so really what I'm looking at through the past life, that's going to talk about, your past life together. And then with the Psychic Tarot, I really want to look at this life, this current life, and see the connection, see where, maybe we can figure this out after all type of energy. So let's go ahead and begin. So they officially open the reading. All right, I'm going to give the past life tarot a couple shuffles. Everything's pre-shuffled before you come here. I just like to shuffle with you here also, though. Let's give them a cut. Let's bring the lid down and let's begin. All right, so this is for twin flames, soulmates. Like I feel like sometimes we shouldn't even put a name to it, but soulmates and twin flames do live multiple lives together. So let's see. I'm asking my spirit guides to give us as much clarity as possible. Baby, baby. Won't you be my baby? Interesting, because um I'm seeing like the mother's hands on the cradle and the father's hands on the cradle. So I have a feeling the two of you might have had a child together. Definitely signifying that both mother and father were there. Now you could be the baby. Oh, all right, we have ships. Interesting. All of a sudden, it's reminding me of a movie I watched. I can't think of the name of it, where they were trying to come to America, and something with the father. There was some problem with the father, so he couldn't go, and the mother didn't want to leave him, and they put the baby on a ship. I don't know what movie that was, but they literally put the baby on the ship. Now, I feel like I'm recalling this because this may be exactly what happened. All right, what else do we have here? We have Native American. Certainly feels like we're going to America. We have angels. Beautiful. It's like angels protecting this baby. We have biblical. Hmm. I'm gonna keep going. I find that interesting. Angels, biblical. This baby, I feel like that movie I'm recalling for a reason because I do feel like this baby was put on this ship. And I feel like, it's probably talking way back when, Native Americans had America. Um, but here we come, here we come, Native Americans to like overtake. But angels are also protecting this baby. The baby feels like there is divine purpose, divine purpose to this child. All right, I want to keep going now. Look at this orphan, imprisonment, imprisonment or slavery. And let's just take one more, spouse. Interesting. Okay. Well, this definitely clarifies for me that what I was feeling, that this baby is put on this ship. Why? Um, there's something that there's a reason. Like there's a reason why. And I feel like the parents were divinely guided to do that. So then I feel like this baby does make it to America. And I'm just saying America because that's what it feels like to me. Like I'm coming from I don't even know where yet. I think what I want to do before we move on, though, we do want to look at the bottom, lessons and blessings. Lessons and blessings. Okay. Okay. Feel like I feel like one of the parents of this child, and I kind of feel you're the child. I don't know why. But listen, you may be one of these parents also. But it looks like one of these parents was imprisoned. And I also want to say this could be like a mixed racial, like a baby who has, you know, two different, their parents are of two different nationalities. And I have a feeling it wasn't looked upon as a good thing, probably quite the opposite. And I'm picking up that, it's interesting because I feel like I'm not sure, like we have the baby here, right? But I also feel you over here. And it's like maybe the father was imprisoned and the mother just didn't know what to do, like didn't like couldn't afford, couldn't handle. Um, first of all, I feel like I want to say criticism, but I feel like it's much more than that. Like really looked down upon, but by the people, not by the angels. You know what I mean? Not definitely not by the angels, Because not only the angels protecting this baby, they're also protecting the parents. And now I'm getting this feeling also where, you know, I feel like it's the father who is in prison for some reason. And remember, we have lessons and blessings. And for some, I feel like, for some, I feel like the baby took this trip alone. But for others, I feel like the mother may actually have been with the baby. And I feel like the father couldn't, again, because of why? Because the father was imprisoned. But for the majority, I feel like the baby traveled alone because we do have orphan here. And that's exactly what it would look like, right? So when the ship reaches wherever it's going, this baby now looks like an orphan. It's almost like Jesus' story because, biblical under baby. Do I feel like it was like this baby was meant to be born? I absolutely do. That means this baby had some, real importance. And when I say importance, I mean like there's something this baby is bringing to the world, as I grow up. Before we move on to the psychic tarot, I want to clarify this a little bit. And let's figure out exactly what's going on here, where this baby is heading. I wouldn't be surprised if the Native Americans took this baby in. Maybe no one else would. And I have a feeling that that's how the child was raised. All right, tell us more. All right, tell us more about this. We have justice. Well, justice is certainly cutting of ties. I don't really feel like, yes, there could have been a divorce between the mother and the father. And I feel like the baby has like center stage right now in our reading. But also, I feel like the angels are drawing me to that energy. So we have justice. And I certainly could be cutting ties with my child. Interesting. I mean, there's no way do I feel like that's what I want to do. I feel like I don't have a choice. Also Carta Libra, by the way. I don't really like giving signs because I don't want you just to focus on Libra's energy, because really I feel like justice is standing for what was unfair. And now this is making things fair and just again. But I do feel like it is representing the cutting of the ties, but I feel like it's the baby from the parents. All right, let's keep going. We have the Hermit. We have the Six of Cups. That makes me feel good because, first of all, like where I felt the importance of this baby, now I feel like I understand it. The Hermit, part of Virgo, by the way. But beyond that, to me, this is a wise old soul. And, do I think, listen, I feel like as I'm growing up, well, as I'm growing up, I feel like someone's recognizing the importance within me. the importance of what I have to say, even as a child. This child could certainly be someone who is psychic, um, can pick up energy that feels important. What would they call someone back in that day um, who could channel? That's what I feel like. Like as I'm growing up, I'm learning that I have this ability. And maybe what I'm channeling is the angels themselves. Now, as this child moves along, we know this child grows up because we have this person as, an older, not older, but, from a baby to a, let's just say, young woman. I also feel like the Native Americans, I definitely feel like they took in this child. And I feel like they filled them with love. I feel like, if I'm this child, then this is what I would now call my home. I don't feel like the baby, I almost feel like the baby doesn't even realize until they grow up that they're really not Native American. But because they were loved so much by them, it's like that's where my loyalty lies. Okay. Tell us more. It's interesting because I do feel like there's potentially like a mixed couple. And I definitely feel like it was looked, frowned upon in a major way. And maybe that's why one was imprisoned, whether it be the mother or the father. Um, but I do feel like because of the imprisonment, this is why I put my baby on the ship heading to America. And I'm trusting that my angels, my baby's angels, will watch over them. And we know that they do. We know that they do because I feel like there's nothing but love for this child as they reach America. And I keep saying America, it could be anywhere, but it's just reminding me of like, how the Native Americans had America first. All right, we have judgment. Wow, spiritual team right over angels. Judgment is about a rebirth. It's interesting. Who's the rebirth? The baby or the parents or all of them? This is a call to the present moment. So I definitely see how this is moving forward. This is about a rebirth. Interesting. And I say that because I feel like for some of you, when you do connect and you connect for good, I feel like you may have a child and it may be the soul of this baby. Because I feel like that's what judgment is saying to us. Like this is a rebirth almost of this situation. History repeats itself. Okay, let's keep going. Looking right down at this couple, judgment, like blowing the trumpet to this couple. And I feel like there's a potential of, you could meet your soulmate or your twin flame in this lifetime. It doesn't promise you that everything's going to work out, but I feel like first initial meeting, a lot of times it doesn't work out. And then there's this time in between. And then I feel like eventually we come back together. Now, that is if one chooses, but this all feels very spiritual and meant to be. We have the Four Cups. It's in reverse though. So the Four Cups, it does talk about discontentment, boredom in one's life. No way do I feel boredom. I feel like this is someone who's very unsatisfied with the situation that they have to deal with, but nonetheless they have to deal with it. And then in the Four of Cups, this person is being offered a cup and they're being asked to use their spiritual discernment, whether to accept that cup or not. It is in reverse, so I do feel like I am following my spiritual guidance. Like I'm trusting it. Maybe it took me a while, but now I trust it. Especially if this is talking about a parent who, had to let that baby go. Like I'm trusting. I'm trusting in the angels. And I feel like, if I put that baby on the ship, then I definitely feel guided. Like I felt guided to do that. Who knows? Maybe both were eventually going to be imprisoned for, could you, I mean, did they literally imprison you if you, um, were in a relationship with someone outside your own race? Well, probably back then. And I do feel like we're going back quite a bit, but this is where, this is where it wants to take us. Look at this, Two of Cups, soulmate, right over the orphan. Right over this beautiful little girl. Three swords over imprisonment and slavery. That makes sense. It's like, yeah, you can lock me up, but my God, you're tearing my family apart. Well, I feel like that's exactly what they wanted to do. I feel like there was no sympathy. None. None whatsoever. And then we have the Two of Swords being met by the Ace of Pentacles. Well, the Ace of Pentacles would be the perfect energy to come out right now because the Ace of Pentacles, it is current energy and it's talking about something that's coming into your physical world. And it's interesting, it's also coming over the spouse. So I feel like it is the reconnection of two in this current life. And I feel like with the Two of Swords over this, it's almost like I just couldn't understand us. Like some of you probably felt this energy, but then maybe maybe even had, I feel like someone may even had a dream about it. And then you wake up and be like, but that makes no sense. Why would I do that? Right? Why would I give up my baby? Well, maybe you had no choice and it definitely broke your heart. So you put the baby before yourself. And I also feel like you definitely felt guided. It's like your angel speaking to you like put the baby on the ship. That's how the baby will survive. Otherwise, who knows? Whoever did this imprisonment could have taken this baby and caused harm, like real harm to this baby. And I feel like you knew that. And that's another reason why you had to let them go. Interesting. Two swords, though. Two swords is being mirrored over here by the Four of Cups. I feel like some of you, this is saying that you do feel your story, but in a way, you may you may deny it. You may feel like that's not enough clarity. Um, But your spiritual team is like, no, trust in this. Trust in this. I do feel like these two people coming back together in this lifetime. And I definitely feel like that's what the Ace of Pentacles is talking about. And that's why judgment really wants our attention, right? Like calling us back to the present moment. Why? Because there's about to be a rebirth. In what? Well, probably love. It may be potentially the two of you having a child together. It's definitely representing soulmates here, but it's also including the child. It means it's not the first time this child has been with you either. Ace of Pentacles, though, does speak of something coming into your physical world. Okay, so now I feel like with that clarity, let's pick these up. And let's start the current life. And we can always come back and clarify them all together. But let's slide these up a little bit, give ourselves some room. I was going to do this reading live, but I felt like no, because I really feel like I needed to take my time with this. All right, let's bring in the Psychic Tarot. So now we're moving into the current life, our current life. And see how it's playing out. Some may have a fear of commitment, and maybe they don't know why. And maybe part of that is because of what happened in this lifetime, not in this lifetime, but in this past life. Though I feel you're very spiritual. Maybe the baby was even out of wedlock, and that would definitely be frowned upon. I feel like ultimately it's the mother who had to make the ultimate decision. And I feel like that left like a hole in her heart because I don't feel like they ever reconnected in this past life. I don't feel like they reconnected with their child. I don't feel like these two ever got the chance or the opportunity to move to freer lands, let's say. All right, let's give them a cut. Introduce them into the reading. And again, now we're moving into your current life. Two of Swords again. Mental conflict. What I really feel it is? It's like this feeling in you, and you're not sure why it's there. Like this feeling of loss, but I'm not sure why. And it's almost like this past life is seeping through, and you're feeling the energy of it, but you don't have the clarity over it. Like, why do I feel loss? Because I don't feel like at this point anything has been lost in this life, but yet I'm already feeling it. All right, let's keep going. Some of you, and remember the bottom of the deck, it says lessons and blessings. So maybe these were the lessons, and hopefully now we're going to see the blessings. Listen, I feel like there was great love here. I feel like there was great love here. I feel like this baby was loved dearly. So much so that I would risk my own life to save my child. And I also want to say where I feel like the world was judging us or where we lived, we were being judged. You weren't being judged by the angels. because I feel like this was meant to happen for some reason. All right, let's keep that. Mean to me that means that this orphan, especially with the nine or the hermit that was above her, it definitely speaks of the wise one. But yet, I feel like she's also a channeler. Like she can channel energy. She channels messages. But I can't tell, like, if you're the orphan or you're in this connection. To me, that means that we have both here. Wow. Hello, judgment said, let's get to the present moment. About to be a rebirth. And then here's that Ace of Pentacles again. So literally traveled from the past life into this lifetime. Under the orphan. Whoa. First of all, just put these back in order. All right. The universe. A new chapter. This Ace of Pentacles is literally opening up a new chapter for you. And more reason why you want to look at this mental conflict. And that's a Two of Swords. And it just means I don't have clarity. There's something that's bugging me. There's something in my heart. There's something on my mind. I'm not sure why. Well, I have a feeling you're about to find out. Some of you already know. But I do feel like, okay, we're about to find out that past life love, and maybe even the child, is now coming forward. Look at this star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes coming under spouse. We have financial and material changes. And then we have temptation. This is a card of Capricorn. This energy can certainly cast illusions. And these illusions can feel very real. It's to me, it's Satan's influence, if it's not a Capricorn. But I also want you to see how this person has their finger on the light. And that light, it looks like the next portal. Looks like I want to enter that portal. And if you look right below it, there's a key. And that key unlocks the next door. So here I am feeling probably like the energy around me. Like, how do I say this? Like it doesn't feel like things are working out in my favor. But yet I feel like they are. But it may have taken time. And I feel like not just time, but understanding at the same time. Under this mental conflict, you have 5, which does speak about change. Some of you may have been drawn to working with children. And if that's the case, I feel like you were divinely guided in that way. Some of you, I feel like if you're able to channel, then you're probably the orphan. I say orphan, but I feel this orphan was very loved by her parents and by the Native Americans. Like, very loved. Mm-hmm. 8 of Swords. All right. Trapped in fear. That is self-created prison. Interesting because it's coming under an actual prison. But the world is in between the two of them. Some of I feel like you literally feel like, I feel like there's a fear of commitment. And I feel like this, and interesting because I just did a no contact reading, where you may be in love with someone. You thought they're in love with you, and they probably are. But I feel like they have a fear of commitment. You may have a fear of commitment. I definitely feel that's what it is. Like it feels very clear to me. And so it's definitely pointing out that we have not just the child here, but we also have the parents. A lot of cards on the table. Oh, as soon as I said that, look at this. First of all, hello, lovers. You know, sometimes you can't help who you fall in love with. Sometimes the chemistry is just off the chart, and it is coming over or under these two lovers. Here's the lovers in a past life. Here's the lovers in a present life. The stars in between them. My hopes, my dreams, my wishes, but manifesting them. Working hand in hand with divine. Speaking of divine, that is the very next card. So, this is judgment. It says truth here. But we saw judgment come over the angels and then bring out the Ace of Pentacles. And again, judgment is calling you to the present moment so that there can be a rebirth. And I feel like this is what you want. Even though my mind may think differently, even though my fear is there, doesn't mean it's not what I really want. Doesn't mean that I don't really want like this great love. And it may have taken time. And it may have taken different, like we may have been together and broke up and gotten back together or will be getting back together. By the way, I'm in a twin flame relationship and that is my story. So, when I say this, I know it can happen. Plus I do, oh my God, thousands of personal readings and sometimes they are past life readings, but the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I know how unexpected things can be and how they can literally change your life, change your world. All right. With that, we have Shadow. This is the card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. But I also want to say, if you look at this image, this is a good reminder to us that we are made of light and dark. We just are. We're made of feminine and masculine energy. We just are. And it's really about, I think the secret to life is finding that balance and not, sometimes you need that dark energy. But this is really the light looking at the dark. The moon can certainly be uncertainties, and that can drive me a little crazy, right? I'm not certain if this is the right person. I'm not certain if I should, if I should be looking for something. The moon is also very dreamy energy, and listen, I feel like the uncertainty within the moon is just really signifying that we got to stop looking at, well, I mean, this to each their own, but the way I feel is like, if I'm connecting with someone and right off the bat I want to know that it's going to last forever. Well, you got to build that, right? You got to build that foundation. And the stronger you make that foundation, the better your chances. And then look at this, last but not least, patience and planning. Well, this is the Seven of Pentacles. And the way I read I mean, there's many different, to me, many different explanations for the Seven of Pentacles, depending how it falls in a reading. But to me, it's really your tree of life. And it's the seeds that your soul planted, not all of them. Some of the seeds that your soul planted before you even came into this lifetime. Your soul knows all this, but we're born with amnesia. That is the human experience. Maybe part of it is like, can we find each other again? I think you can. And when I see the Seven of Pentacles, I definitely feel like it means one of these seeds is coming to fruition. And maybe I need to trust it even though I'm not 100% sure yet where it's going to go. But let's not forget, your very last card is the Lovers. And above it, the Star. Above that, from a previous life, spouse. But just look at the love between the two of them. I honestly, look how her face is covered. Interesting. Some of you may have dreams about someone, but you can't see their face. But you feel that connection. Oh, I feel that. I feel that strong. Like I have this dream, but I cannot see their face. But I feel the energy. Well, that's your love. I find that interesting. And honestly, I don't feel like these two in a previous life had the opportunity to get married. I feel like there's no way. Maybe secretly. I definitely feel like together, like they've said their own vows to each other, but I don't feel like in a court of law, like, or in a church. Because again, I feel like it was so frowned upon. But nonetheless, Star. Judgment's over here came out twice already, saying, I need your attention in the present moment. I need you to at least be aware that there's a potential of a rebirth. And it's in your favor. To me it means that there's a dream coming true. And the Seven of Pentacles definitely signifies that to me or confirms that for me. But hello, lovers. It says harmony in this deck. And maybe that's exactly what it is. Like, this is an opportunity to really come together, have more understanding. Listen, I don't have to know about our past lives to be together, but if there are certain issues that we can't seem to get beyond, that may be why. Again, because I do feel like someone has a fear of a commitment, because I feel like I committed before and I lost everything. Everything. Everyone that I loved was taken from me. Well, that's scary. And someone may just not have that clarity that it is from a past life. All right. Let's go ahead and I know there's a lot of cards on the table. I really want to, I'm trying to make as much room as I can so that you can see them all. Even though I know a lot of you like don't even watch, you just listen. Let's give this a couple shuffles though. And we're going to clarify the current life, but we may go back and also look again at past life. Okay, we're going to take them. Look at that. Okay, we're going to take them. Ah, Knight of Cups, unexpected couple fulfillment. What's it mirroring? The star. A dream coming true. This Knight of Cups brings, well, I feel like love. It's a cup of fulfillment. It can really be anything, but in this reading, I feel like it's love. And interesting that it's coming over the Two of Swords. So, you know, just because love's coming in doesn't mean it's going to be like super easy. But let's keep going. We have the King of Cups. Look at this. With the marriage card, commitment card. Interesting, where I felt like someone was very fearful of making a commitment. You know, maybe this is changing your mind. Maybe this reading is going to help change that mind, or at least eliminate some of the fear. I feel like, yeah, I say this all the time, but this is my favorite love card because I feel like when they connect, and listen, we could have connected and broken up, just like Sam and I did, right? But then come back together and make an ultimate commitment to each other. And look who's standing right in the middle of the mother and the father. There's that child. Could that be the child from the previous life? I think so. I think so. Now, I also want to say, because I get a feeling that some of you may already have a child, and then you come together with this person. But I still feel like whoever has this child is from this lifetime, this past lifetime. Because I get this feeling also that the angels told, and I do feel like it was the mother, like, let go, trust us, trust that your child will be fine. We promise we'll watch over him. And that's exactly what they did. But this is coming over the world. The next chapter, guys. Starting with the Knight of Cups. Could it move that quickly? Well, I shouldn't have said that. Because, it doesn't have to move quickly. Maybe that's the problem. We want everything to move so quickly. And we forget to enjoy the present moment. And Judgment twice wants you to enjoy that present moment. But this is about, I feel like this is about the commitment in this lifetime. And don't forget, we started with that Two of Swords, a little bit of unclarity, but it doesn't stop that Knight from coming in. The Knight's coming in. And then the King of Cups follows that. Now, that can be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But to me, the King of Cups would be the king or queen I'd want to see. Because it is about love. And this Knight is bringing a cup. And this king is holding a cup. Four Swords. Healing. Beautiful. I feel like just as your angels promised, it's interesting because I feel like someone could have gone through like hypnosis. I have never read the card in this way, but I feel that like someone could have gone through like um past life regression. Nonetheless, remember that Three of Swords in the past life? Well, that's what this is. But then there's one sword right below it, and that may be your understanding now. Hello, Three of Wands. Different way of looking at it. So we went from the Two Swords, where, okay, that's a fear-based energy. Potentially I could block it. You do have free will. Or, because I feel like this is a choice. Or I could look at life in all its little miracles, all its unexpected energy. Yes, terrible things have happened in life, but so have good things. This is saying to the universe, I'm just going to trust you. I'm going to trust that you're going to bring my ships in their due time. In the meantime, maybe I'm going to go ahead and accept this cup and just see. The Hierophant. Beautiful. Card of Taurus. But this is about your belief system. This is about your faith. And definitely with the angels and biblical look here, I definitely feel like it's calling for you to trust in your faith. It's also a 5. It's coming over the 8 of Swords. So I really gotta, well, I guess make a decision because the 8 of Swords is self-created. And the only person can uncreate it is the one who created it. But look at the Hierophant trying to reach that person. It's like in your darkest times, reach out to your angels. Reach out. Excuse me. All right. Let's look at the lovers. And then now that we have this info, I'm going to go back and look at a couple different things. 8 of Pentacles over the lovers. Listen, some of you can meet through like your creativity, meaning like maybe I go take a painting class and lo and behold, I just meet someone. Um, the 8 of Pentacles is really about, if I question, because you may be questioning that, can something work out? Can this really be? And it's an 8, so it is about a new beginning. 8 of Pentacles says if you put your focus upon it, then it will only grow and grow and grow. So as long as your focus is on growing this love, then I feel like it will only grow and grow and grow. All right. With this information, I feel like I want to, I don't even know. Like, I really don't even feel like I kind of need clarification, but let's just go over the past life and let's just go right down the middle. Well, there's that 8 of Swords. Wow. All right. First of all, we have the High Priestess. That's your intuition. To me, that means that some of these messages you're going to feel like you're going to feel that makes so much sense, Sandy. Like, I get it now. But then the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords right here. 8 of Swords right here. Now in here, maybe it literally means it's not what I wanted. The High Priestess is pointing right up to the baby. Again, that baby is divinely guided. I mean, all babies are, but this one feels like it has a true spiritual purpose. We have the 5 of Pentacles. That makes sense. 5 of Pentacles means something happened outside of my control. I didn't ask for it. I didn't want it. It's difficult, right? It's definitely a change, but my hand was forced. And you know what else is interesting with that energy? I definitely feel like it's talking about, again, the situation, like where, I feel like a parent was grabbed and imprisoned, and, maybe even both, but yet I feel like it couldn't have been both right away because someone put the baby on the ship, and I do feel like it was one of the parents, and I do feel like it was the mother. Um, but that's what I'm feeling. I feel like some of this past life energy has not been cleared. But maybe because I didn't know, I didn't understand. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Well, let me tell you something. The Queen of Pentacles would definitely be able to dig in, read between the lines, pick up on the info that other people miss. I feel like the Queen of Pentacles would be, first of all, I am a Virgo. And I do feel like I call myself the psychic detective. Because when I do a reading, that's why I love doing tarot. Because to me, it's like watching a movie. Like I'm seeing your movie unfold in front of me. And then we have the Six of Wands. Some of you do remember your past life. Excuse me. And some of you may have a past life platform. Like in past life regression, hypnosis. I definitely feel the opportunity, like, to learn from my past. Again, lessons and then blessings. But here are the blessings. Holy cow. Here are the blessings. Like, our angels were not fibbing when they said that there were blessings coming our way. It's all through here. Yet the human condition, the human mind is also through here. But the healing, I feel like, and some of you, that's what you've become. You've become healers. And maybe you didn't even know why. It's just like, I felt this calling. I felt this calling. Okay. I want to take Mother Mary over this. Suits on the bottom of this deck, though. Page Swords. So, Page Swords can certainly talk about someone of a younger period, right? Of younger time. But it also, to me, a page represents what's in the atmosphere. Maybe it hasn't happened yet, but it's like already in the atmosphere. And it could be communication coming in. How I felt earlier, where some of you were together in this lifetime and then broke up? Well, to me, that would represent this page of a younger time. But it's probably communication. And maybe someone had to learn how to communicate. Maybe they weren't the greatest at it. But I do feel like they learn. They evolve. They evolve. That's what my spirit guides just said. No, not learn, evolved. The Empress underneath, the mother figure. The mother figure. All right, let's put that there and let's bring Mother Mary over. I hate to, I feel like this, I want to say this amazing reading. But it feels like, should I be saying that? But to me, okay, here's your cards. To me, it does feel amazing. All right, so Mother Mary, we're asking her about past lives and this current life. We want wisdom on that. Oh, wow, we got quite a bit. Look at this, miracles, blessings, miracles. I trust in God to know the perfect solution to this situation. Miracles. God, please believe in them. I feel like that's a little bit of what the Knight of Pentacles is. It's a little bit of a miracle. But look where it heads, right to the commitment, right to the marriage card. And I kind of love the Four of Swords after. By the way, two fours I just realized are connected here, 44. And I say that because some of you, I'm into numerology, but that may mean something to you also. Miracles. Thank you, Mother Mary. Feminine. It's probably why we saw the Empress under that page. Feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. Miracles, feminine, optimism. Here it is right here in the three, right here. Optimism. I expect good things to happen, and they do. I believe in miracles. I believe that miracles can reach me. And lo and behold, they do. They do. But look what it's saying with an optimistic mind. I got to believe in miracles. And when I say miracles, I just mean like, well, no, I mean miracles. But to clarify it a little deeper, because I feel like as soon as I was going to say, or what do I mean? It's like, no, stick with miracles. But I also feel like what it means on top of that is, I don't even know where I was going with that. So maybe I wasn't bad. Maybe that's what I was just meant to say. And then last but not least, self respect. Self respect. I honor and love myself through my healthful actions. Self respect. Miracles. Feminine energy. Optimism. I expect good things to happen. And then they do. Versus the Two of Swords. I kind of expect bad things to happen. And then they do. For the Eight of Swords, I'm protecting myself from anything reaching me. And therefore, nothing reaches you. It's like we cannot plant seeds in the Eight of Swords because, or we can, but we're in a fear based mind. And as much as like the star, where I'm looking for these blessings, I'm looking for these miracles, I believe in them, and I'm being active, proactive in bringing them into my life. And I love the healing energy here too, especially over the star. Because I feel like these two, as they come together, even if you've been together before in this lifetime, but if you were, I feel like I wasn't quite, wasn't quite the man yet, or I wasn't quite the woman yet, but now I am. And I also wouldn't be surprised if some of you have some dreams like, soon that's going to help you in this energy. Because again, if I'm in the Eight of Swords or the Two of Swords energy, your spiritual team's still going to try to get through that energy. And sometimes the best way for them to do that is through your dreams because all your defenses are down, right? You're connected to that silver screen. It's almost or that silver string. It's almost like you're allowed to, or I don't know if allowed's the right word, but you're able to revisit this period of time just enough to give you understanding. And I feel like some of you have already had that dream, and there's a faceless love in that dream. But I also feel like this is also speaking about dreams that have yet to be. And that may be how your guides are like, okay. And it may not even be you, it may be the other lover. But they're gonna get through. They're gonna get through. This just feels like it's meant to be. Does that guarantee me it will be? Well, free will, free will, free will. I don't know how it could be turned down though. And I do feel like some of you, not to keep repeating myself, but I do feel like some of you were the baby and some of you were the parents. But I feel like if you were the parents, chances are you either going to have a child or you have a child that feels like, you just feel it inside like, something. It doesn't mean the child's perfect, right? Because none of us are. But what I mean is you just feel like there's something very spiritual about my child. Well, it's because your child has been with you before. And listen, when we all go, when we all leave this world, we'll have clarity on everything. But we are born with amnesia, and it's a sense of protection because, like, sometimes, like, hard, like this past life looks so difficult, and the decisions that had to be made were so hard. But yet, the angel guidance is all over the place. And judgment coming out in the previous life, but also coming out in the current life, connecting them and connecting them through the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, judgment brought out the Ace of Pentacles early. I don't know where judgment went, right here. Truth, the truth. Now I kind of wish I would have done this live so I could really gotten your comments, like your feedback immediately. Because I feel like you're going to either feel this or you're not. And if you don't, that's okay. There still may be small messages in here, but I feel like a lot of you're going to feel it. And the story doesn't have to be exactly the way I'm describing it, but it's going to be similar. So I think I'm going to leave that be. But these are, I say this is about all my readings, but these really are one of my favorite readings to do because I feel like the more that we can understand, and listen, we don't have to look back into past lives, right? It's not a necessity, but when there's issues that we can't figure out, why can't we get beyond it? Then I feel like, well, let's look back. Let's look back. And let's look at the synchronicities, the Eight of Swords from the past life, Eight of Swords in the present life. But the healing in the present life, in miracles in the present life, the Knight of Cups, present life, Four of Wands. I mean, I don't know how you measure the love in there. Present life, over the world, the next chapter. Should I worry about that? The star is right next to her. No. I have a feeling it was your seed soul, and I feel like more than just your seed. I feel like 2 or 3 souls' seed of intention to meet or to come together at a particular time in our lives. Okay, I'm gonna let that be. But man, I loved it. I loved it. I feel like I definitely feel like it's gonna help at least some find comfort. Find comfort within your soul. All right, guys, I love you. I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to do readings like this. Um, and we looked at future love, we looked at current love, we looked at no contact love, we looked at twin flame and soulmate love. The only thing we didn't do is look back. And that's why I'm doing this, to give you a full picture. All right, guys, I'm going to stop talking and let it be. I love you guys so much. Thank you. So much gratitude for you. You give me the blessings. So I am eternally grateful for that. Um, Definitely cannot wait to hear your comments. And I do hope that you comment. I really do. Because I feel like not only do you help others, but you do help me. You do help give me even more confirmation. I don't say anything I don't believe. I'm not like a reader who's trying to, I don't know, maybe like, I don't say anything I don't believe. Let's just put it that way. I trust my guides and therefore I bring it to you. But I'm going to let that be. I love you. And I'll see you next time at our table or in the lies. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.